Hey everyone, and welcome to Who's Hungry, a Happy Valley show where we go around and we see all the different restaurants and all the delicious food that there is in Happy Valley. Today, I'm gonna get to speak to Liz Grove and Tory Glossner about the delicious food and wonderful events that they host here at Pine Grove Hall. So, who's hungry?
Step into the enchanting world of Pine Grove Hall, a culinary gem nestled in the heart of Happy Valley. In this video, we have the pleasure of sitting down with Liz Grove, the passionate owner, and chef Tory Glossner, the mastermind behind Pine Grove Hall's delectable creations. Join us as we embark on a journey to discover the essence of the extraordinary dining experience, complete with a stage for musical acts and a breathtaking second floor for intimate gatherings. Along the way, we'll indulge in a Pine Grove Hall classic while uncovering the meticulous process that goes into crafting each memorable moment. This is Who's Hungry.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here in Pine Grove Hall speaking with Liz Grove about her mission with her restaurant, her music venue, and her bar. We're gonna see some wonderful food and maybe eat some of it in front of you, so be jealous. But right now we're gonna speak to Liz. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Pablo?
It's a beautiful day, and I get to spend some time in your beautiful restaurant. Tell me more about Pine Grove Hall in your own words.
In my own words, where to start? We opened during COVID, so we have a lot of story to tell. So the original idea was to have a live music venue. My background is as a musician and also working in the music business. I grew up here, got my degree from Penn State, actually in classical piano. Went to New York City, worked in the music business, and then I came back to help my dad with his business, to raise my kids. And after a while, it became apparent if I was going to stay here that we needed a new music venue. So it really started with that as the main thing.
And it just grew into this restaurant. I'm assuming musicians need to eat at some point,
yes.
Right?
And we found Tory Glossner, who is an amazing chef. He is also local, but he left the area and came back, much like I did. He's a really important part of the food side to this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make sure to speak to Tory later. So if you wanna see some delicious food, stick around.
So setting the bar high in all of those areas was actually a big part of our mission at the beginning. We didn't wanna do something that's been done before. How do we do that? Well, the locally sourced ingredients, that's a big part of it. 90% of what we source is local, so we're already getting, kind of the best and the finest of ingredients, lots of nutrition, etc. So Tory has a lot to work with. As far as the music, again, being in the music business, we kind of knew what we wanted. We wanted to have a really great sound system, live lighting system, etc. Maybe the reason we can do it is the passionate people behind it. Like if you really care about it,
Exactly.
you're kind of, you're going to set the bar high.
And I love the way that you've incorporated technology into the restaurant. It really does make it feel a lot different than some of the other ones in the area where everything's kind of integrated. You have the stage lighting, the bar lighting, everything's run off an app. Can you speak more about that? This
building was an Oddfellows Hall, and it was built in 1900. So again, we're kind of working with a lot already. It's historical, it's beautiful inside. When we did the remodel, we kept a lot of the original, paneling and floors, etc.
Yeah, you can see it.
And then we just added, and I did all the decor. So I got lighting that was period, like 1920s and 30s, a little bit of the speakeasy.
Yeah. I really love that vibe.
So we had a lot to work with, and then the lighting, we actually, we use an app. So they're all on special bulbs, and we have an app that we can set different scenes. And that's a big part of it. People talk about the ambiance, they want to come here. People walk in the door, and I have seen them. They stand there and they look around and like, where are we? It doesn't feel like we're in State College.
Exactly.
Right? There's no TVs, that's another thing. That was purposely done because there's a lot of places around like that, that's fine. But for us, we wanted no pixels.
And I see, no TVs, but we do have books, we do have beverages, and a beautiful chandelier. Where did that come from, actually?
That is from the 1940s, and I think it is from France. And I got it at an auction house. Okay, so you really did try to kind of decorate this place with things that would really feel from that period. Right, and that are authentic, that are real, that are, and again, like the 20s, 30s, 40s.
And I know that you have a second floor, correct?
Correct.
Does anything happen up there?
Yeah, we do dining up there, and we can do private events. We can seat about 60 people. And we also now are using it for live music, more like acoustic. It's a bit like a listening room.
Ooh.
And we are having, we'll have musicians that without any mics, without any amplification. So it's a different experience.
A little bit more
upstairs.
intimate.
Intimate, quiet, yeah, a little quieter. You don't have the bar noise, which is fun down here with the bands and all that
Right.
up on the stage. But yeah, upstairs, and there's beautiful lighting. There's windows all the way around. So again, it's just like, it's kind of a compliment to what we're doing down here.
Yeah, I think you've been doing it tremendously. This place is amazing. So if you haven't been able to, I highly recommend coming to Pine Grove Hall because the food, the ambience, you're just not gonna get anything like it. What are some of the most common challenges that arise when working in the hospitality industry, just in general?
In general, I would say, well, staffing, of course, and logistics. And not having been in the restaurant business, like I didn't really know what I was getting into, but it turned out, in my mind, a lot of reason that it is successful is if you have systems and processes, because then we know how much food to order, especially since we're locally sourced. Just lots of technology. Our ticketing system for our bands is linked to our reservation system. So we have to know, are you coming just for dinner? Are you coming for dinner in the show? How many people to have on staff-wise? You know what I'm saying? So the reservation system has really worked.
What advice would you give to someone who is interested in pursuing a career in the restaurant business or industry?
So I think having a passion. If you don't have the passion, you don't have the energy. It takes a lot of energy. That is something I've learned. And I have a lot of energy, but I didn't know it was going to be this much, you know?
Yeah.
Surround yourself with like-minded people that love what they're doing. Big piece of it is that it's more than a job. And you want to have fun. That's also my mantra.
Fun.
When I stop having fun, we're not going to do it anymore, or we need to fix the problem that, it's hard, it's work, that's a given, but there must be a lot of fun and enjoyment, to sustain the energy.
To keep it
up.
going.
I love the creative aspect. I was a music major, played in rock bands, but I also went into the music business, right? So that's kind of exactly half and half.
Half and half, yeah.
And I think I bring that here.
Do you ever get on stage? Do you ever?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I do actually, a couple nights ago.
What is your favorite thing about Happy Valley?
Maybe the combination of small town and big town. Living in both places, again, New York City, and living here. We have a little bit of it all. We have the countryside, you go like 10 miles out and it's farmland and cows. And then you can go hear a big concert downtown at Eisenhower, or a middle of the road size concert here at Pine Grove Hall. Yeah, so a little bit of both.
I love that too. It's one of my favorite things about Happy Valley as a whole. It really does bring people together because of those big ambitions, but small community feel.
Right.
Well, that's all the questions that I have for you. Do you have anything that you'd like to let the audience know, let them know what might be happening at Pine Grove Hall if they wanted to make a little date night for themselves?
Arts Fest is a big week here in Central PA. So that's happening downtown. There's artists and painters and artists and musicians from all over the country. But we here at Pine Grove Hall are also having a reunion of some bands that used to play 20, 30 years ago. They're coming back.
Oh, so definitely sounds like there's a lot of things that you should be able to do when you come to visit Happy Valley and come to visit Pine Grove Hall. Make sure to say hi to Liz and Tory as we get to see some of the delicious food. So stick around because the food is coming up next. Hello everybody and welcome back. I told you we were going to eat some delicious food and I was not joking. I am here with Chef Tory Glossner.
How's it going?
How do you ensure that the establishment provides high quality food and memorable meals for the people who visit?
It is a lot of back and forth I've found with our purveyors. So one thing we're lucky to have here is we do work with like 30 plus different local companies and farms, cheesemongers, all that kind of stuff. And they're all very open to having these one-on-one discussions and doing things kind of specifically how we want to do them. and they'll grow things to the specific size we need, harvest it whenever we need it to be harvested. And I've found that that's kind of one of the most important relationships, is what you're making with the farmer, because then we're able to manipulate things a little further in the restaurant and makes things a little easier, as opposed to a big box truck dropping off, the same product for every restaurant in town. Ours is a little bit different from that.
Right, and I think you benefit from the whole farm to table aspect
Absolutely.
of the restaurant,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah.
Could you talk more about that, how you went
Yeah.
and decided that that's kind of the route that you wanted to go?
Yeah, so I went to culinary school in Rhode Island, and I had a little stint in San Francisco as well, working for a tech company that was a food startup. And they use all these local purveyors and things like that to source for the families in San Francisco. So I kind of got latched on it there and all the farmers markets there. And I came back and I wanted to carry over that same mentality to this kind of thing.
Wow. What exactly inspired you to be a chef?
And some people have heard the story. I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a veterinarian, if I wanted to go to culinary school.
Interesting.
Which is a little interesting because it's like one's saving animals and one's cooking animals.
Yeah.
So it's vastly different there. But I think I just made the decision in high school. I just had fun working in kitchens after class. I would get done with high school and then drive to Nittany Lion Inn when it was open. I would line cook there, and I went to Kelly's for a bit and things like that. I just like the atmosphere, I like the camaraderie. It felt like a little family. So I ended up going to culinary school and trying to give it like a full run and just see how things worked out. And I fell in love with it. I worked in New York City for a bit, in DC, I was out in San Francisco, obviously. So just had a lot of fun and just didn't want to leave what I was doing day to day.
How did you partner with Liz to be part of Pine Grove Hall?
So that's actually another interesting story. I was a week away from moving back to San Francisco. My roommate came home and was like, hey, I heard about, this lady, and he's like, you should shoot her a blind email. So I was like, why not? So I sat there in bed at night and I just typed up a blind email and heard back from her the next morning. And within 2 days, I was cooking her and her partner a 5 or 6 course pop-up dinner at my house. And then 2 days after that, she was like, I think you should come in and see the restaurant. So I ended up canceling all my plans and staying here.
That's
last
amazing.
minute. Yeah.
I want to ask you, for anybody who's coming into Happy Valley, into Pine Grove Hall, what is your favorite aspect of Happy Valley?
I think it's just the closeness of everything. I have a couple of guys and girls that work here with me, and we're always one step away from knowing somebody. So whether it's a band that's playing on stage here, or a guest that comes in, or another employee at another restaurant, there always feels like there's just one person in between you and that next person and knowing them. So it's really easy to make kind of this social connection, both from like a personal standpoint and a work standpoint.
If someone who's never been to Happy Valley were to walk in to the door tonight, what would you recommend that they try, or what would you recommend that they do after having a meal here?
Just try a little bit of everything. Don't be afraid of anything. Our staff here is trained pretty well where they can kind of teach you and walk you through everything, so you don't need to be super intimidated. And then afterwards, there's so much great stuff to see downtown. There's great bars to grab a drink. If you're a nature person, there's so many good places to get outside and kind of enjoy the sunlight now that we're coming into spring and summer.
That's fantastic. Well, I can't wait to try out this food. I'm gonna let you finish cooking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at his magic being worked over here, everybody. Look at him. I am excited,
Awesome.
and I will see you out front with the food when
Sounds
it's ready.
good.
Sounds good.
As our time at Pine Grove Hall comes to a close, we hope you've been inspired by the dedication and artistry that Liz Grove and Chef Tory Glossner infuse into every aspect of this exceptional venue. From the harmonious blend of live music to the intimate ambience of the second floor, Pine Grove Hall offers a truly unforgettable experience. Make sure to pay a visit and savor the flavors of their beloved classics, knowing that each dish has been crafted with care and passion. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and until we meet again, may your adventures at Pine Grove Hall be filled with joy, music, and culinary delights.
And remember one thing, adventure awaits you in Happy Valley.